This farmer loves the rainy season. He depends completely on rainfall for his crop's water requirements. In the past 2 years, he enjoyed a bountiful harvest because the rains were good. But this year, poor rainfall has led to a poor yield. Could the farmer have done anything to avoid this situation? Instead of depending on rainfall, if the farmer had practiced irrigation, he would have enjoyed a good crop every year. Irrigation is the artificial watering of crops at fixed intervals. Let's learn how it is done. Just like us, plants need water for survival and growth. Most farmers depend on rainfall for this necessary supply of water. But rainfall is not a dependable source. It may vary from heavy showers in one year to very scanty rainfall, leading to drought-like conditions in another year. If crops do not receive enough water, they may wither and die. This dependence on rainfall can be avoided by practicing irrigation or watering crops artificially. Water for irrigation can be obtained from wells, lakes, rivers, and canals. Tube wells and dams are also important sources of irrigation. But one should be careful while irrigating crops because the water requirement varies with the type of crop, season, and soil type. Crops such as rice require a lot of water, and the field has to be kept waterlogged constantly. On the other hand, crops such as wheat need to be watered only at fixed intervals. Did you know that watermelon plants need water only once in 14 to 21 days? In which season will the water requirement be higher, summer or winter? In summer, the soil loses a lot of water owing to evaporation. Plants also lose water in the form of water vapor by a process known as transpiration. So, farmers have to supply much more water in the summer season. Water requirements also vary with the type of soil the crops are growing in. Sandy soil cannot hold as much water as clayey soil. So crops growing in sandy soil need to be watered more often than those growing in clayey soil. Now let's take a look at the different methods of irrigation. In the past, traditional tools such as the moat, based on the pulley system, the chain pump, Thekli, and Rahat, based on the lever system, were used to draw water from wells, lakes, rivers, and canals. The working of these tools requires human and animal labor. Pumps which run on diesel, biogas, electricity, and solar energy are also used to draw water. The water drawn in these ways is then annually supplied to fields. These traditional methods of irrigation have their advantages and disadvantages. Can you work out some of them? These methods of irrigation are low on cost. However, they are also very laborious, time-consuming, and not very effective. If too much water is poured into the fields, they will get waterlogged. Waterlogging prevents air from reaching the roots. Waterlogging also causes soil nutrients to percolate into the lower layers of the soil. So the upper layer of the soil, which is accessible to plants, becomes less fertile. All these drawbacks of the traditional irrigation methods are overcome by modern irrigation methods. The sprinkler system and drip irrigation are two modern methods of irrigation. In the sprinkler system, several interconnected pipes are placed along the length of the field. The main pipe is connected to an electric pump, which pulls water from a water source. When switched on, the rotating nozzles on the pipes spray water on the crops. This method of irrigation is effective, less laborious, and very useful in areas where the availability of water is limited. In drip irrigation, too, a system of pipes is placed along the field. Each pipe has an outlet near the roots of a plant. When water is allowed to flow through the pipes, it trickles drop by drop and supplies water to the roots. This is a very efficient method of irrigation. Do you know why? As the water falls drop by drop directly near the roots absorb most of it without any wastage. Drip irrigation is mainly used for growing fruit-bearing plants and in gardens. It is a blessing in areas where the availability of water is very low.